And welcome back. We are in April. Just got finished with those two major battles. Looks like that made us hit the objective for consecutive victories. Let's see, what do we get out of that? +1 national morale. That doesn't hurt. So we have one there in Northern Virginia as well as in Nashville. A couple battles there in Northern Virginia. Somehow on the same day. We'll just make it that the first one was them falling back, and then the second was the reinforcement phase. There are a lot of troops up there in the Shenandoah Valley. So as you see there, we will probably be taking Nashville here shortly. Then we'll be able to resupply everybody. Go ahead and upgrade that. Get some more supplies and hopefully be able to hold Nashville and keep pushing into other parts of the South. So we'll pick up the pace a little bit. Finally made it past April 1st. It is not an April Fool's Day. We did have 3 battles in one day. Problem we have right now is that we are just exhausted all over the place. It does look like we have some room for more troops. Potentially adding to Pope's 9th Corps, as we are only at 226,000 men. So because of that, we might be able to go ahead and increase our size of our armies just a little bit. We'll wait and see what happens as this Army of Florida gets all the way in. That'll probably put us at 235,000 men. So that'll give us room of about 15,000 to add. Okay, it looks like we are pushing quickly into Carrollton, Arkansas. Looks like McCulloch and Price both withdrew. Yeah, they have drained both of those armies pretty severely. A grand total of 4,700. Let's see about the Indian Army. Yeah, so out west it looks like they don't even have 10,000 men. So we should be able to get into Carrollton, build a supply depot, and potentially push into Fort Smith. Once we recover here in Nashville, we will use the Army of Mississippi to push down into Memphis and take the west half of the state, as well as secure most of, if not all of, Missouri and Arkansas. Alright, what is going on there that we just stopped our movement? Alright, we're still marching. We're in good shape. Yep, so we're pushing back McCulloch's Western Army again. They've split off from Price. Somehow Price, I guess, has retaken Springfield and our supplies. I don't understand how that happens that way, but as we take Carrollton, we should regain control of Springfield. So we'll be taking 2 bigger cities from the Confederacy here. Oh, we may need to slow down. It looks like our Army of the Potomac is about to be engaged by the entire Army of Northern Virginia. So what we're going to do is pause for just a second so we can get our bearings and get Mansfield's reinforcements up as quickly as possible, while also sending Banks to take Winchester as quickly as possible. I mean, if they're going to leave Harper's Ferry and Winchester open, we are going to try to take control of that. All right, Mansfield, let's get on the move here. That will require us to move the Department of the East to protect Washington. That's going to be a big battle. So Sidney Johnston is in charge of the Army of Northern Virginia. See, this is the thing I wish I could do. If you know how, please feel free to let me know in the comments, but most of those armies are attacking all at the same time. It looks like it should be a relatively even fight, but look at their artillery compared to ours. That's where we're a little nervous. It's a lot of guns. A lot of them are in that Army of the Potomac that we have been trying to slowly wipe out. So we'll jump into the battle and bring you back when we're there. Alright, we are back, and once again, we are going to be at Manassas Junction. This time, the more traditional Henry Hill and Matthews Hill. Huh. And despite them, again, seemingly to be attacking, we are again on the defensive here. So that's going to make things a little more challenging than what we were hoping for, seeing as we are outnumbered. Wondering if I have somebody on scouting and not realize it. I'll have to check that out later. Alright. See, where can we take Mansfield's men? Who are all morale shot. We'll use them as the reserve to plug gaps. And apparently we will have to wait for the first corps in about an hour. See what they're looking like for theirs and their reinforcements. Showing up any second. Um, Luckily that's 95 of their guns that are showing up late, so it'll take them a little longer to get in position. And then the Department of Norfolk, see their condition. Their training's not great. Their fighting spirit, however, is fantastic. I thought we would have weakened that just a little bit based off of those previous battles with them, but I guess not. So what we'll do as that first corps arrives is we will try and push up a little ways up here, just kind of have an idea before nightfall what we're going against, and then kind of reposition from there. We'll probably keep Mansfield in reserve. What that should do for us is put us in a position where we have a larger reinforcement zone or redeploy zone. Alright, so we'll send Franklin up there. Hoping that Franklin can stay hidden behind some of these ridges so that we can potentially, if they are set up like I'm expecting them to be right here around the fords, that maybe Franklin's corps can come up and punch hard up Henry Hill from Newmarket. I think if that happens, that really gives us a lot to potentially work with. But yeah, that it's an even fight right now. By the time all the reinforcements get in, it'll still be a pretty even fight. We should have reorganized McClellan a little bit more, get him in place to give orders. The good news is I believe every unit we have in this fight will not be in their first combat. We might have one, but for the most part, it will very much not be first combat, whereas they will be. You see, morale's not great for either side, so we are going to go ahead and start throwing everybody on a rally, um, especially as we get ready to go into nightfall. We're going to need all the help we can get to kind of keep everybody happy. Okay. Hugo arrived. I'm not sure where, but all of a sudden that just turned into an entry point for them. We're going to take Bayard's cavalry down there just to scope it out so we don't get attacked from behind. Halleck's arriving. Looks like he's coming through Centerville. What we're going to do is try to secure some supply lines as best as we can, knowing that this battle is going to be, it's big victory point locations, but it's going to be a big battle. Beauregard's here. So those numbers will change immensely here shortly. Let's see if they've got anybody else showing up that's not here yet. No, but there's problems between the two Johnstons. That could work in our favor. All right, yep, somebody did show up down here. Let's slow it down a little bit. The good news here is if we can route them as they come in, it takes a big chunk of their force away. Or at least a big chunk of their possible morale. Okay, yep. Just shoot. Shoot. Move Samuel Carter down here to support. Get Foster's batteries also here to support. George Thomas down. And Reynolds will be late to the party, but we'll get him involved. And so Franklin's entire corps will focus here on Beauregard, who doesn't have that many troops, but if we can shatter them before they can get involved, that will be a big blow to their reinforcements. Um, and it might shatter some of their troop totals in general. Looks like he's got 95 guns, only 400 men up so far, so they are not alone, but they will be coming down that road and or maybe working to the next road. Yeah, looks like they're all coming through right there. Turned out to be a really good plan to send Bayard's cavalry down. All right, Franklin, let's get some guys down here. Let's get Carter here as quick as possible and get Foster's artillery here to really just destroy them. They do have the benefit of this railroad cut. We're going to let Bayard go ahead and hang out for right now because he does have a decent number of troops. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and wait for a little bit. Oh man. 1862 and here they are with all types of trenches again. Reynolds, we're going to have to redirect to protect our rear. Where's Burnside at? Burnside, we're going to move up towards Ball's Ford with his artillery. We're actually going to move Burnside down to Island Ford, more so to protect that artillery and that flank, as it looks like they're moving to engage Franklin's corps rather than defend. We're going to rush Mansfield down that direction also. And Halleck's going to replace Burnside's deployment. So we'll let Thomas and Reynolds hold our rear while Bayard is engaged and trying to get Carter up there to help him. If we can get them to jump into a loose order, we might have even better results. Yeah, they do not want to. Let's see if we detach them if we can pull that off. I'm not sure what orders Franklin's given here. It doesn't make any sense. Where's Carter at? We need Carter over here. That's my fault for making orders core level, because then things get dumb. So we'll turn those off and make it just division level orders. With Reynolds here holding the road. We're all types of discombobulated. It's my fault. Um, I know better than to put an entire corps on one stance. but we all make mistakes. And so hopefully it doesn't cost Reynolds and we get George Thomas's men up there. Hopefully it doesn't cost them. We probably are going to go ahead and just move Foster back here. He's getting conflicting orders, but if we bring him back to protect any advance or against any advance, that should be beneficial. And it is about 5 p.m., so looks like Bayard is doing okay. We're wiping out some of that massive artillery that they have, and that's fine. So we'll let him go ahead and stay defending down here in case some more troops show up. So let's see how Halleck's doing. Is he up yet? The answer is no. Burnside. Part of the problem is McClellan went with Franklin and kept his headquarters all the way there, so there is going to be some time in between orders. Looks like we can go ahead and get Thomas's men here to support Reynolds. And it's looking like we're going to be able to pull Carter back to support both. Foster, we need to get in position. And Reynolds, we are going to put in a defensive stance. So really we benefited there from that Beauregard's corps showing up with right along our marching path for the most part. I'm not sure how much they have left. And our troops are definitely getting conflicting orders here. But Reynolds, pretty solid division commander. Let's see what he can do. Wow, they are moving quick. Just trying to get an idea what you got left. Um, so his strength, he's got a lot more coming. So Bayard will probably continue to stay busy for a little while with troops popping up. It looks like it'll be artillery one after another, and Bayard and his cavalry will be in charge of just picking them off. So I know it's not a perfect world scenario, but I didn't tell the AI where to come in from, so I'll take the advantage. Let's get Thomas into a defensive stance because he's about to be overwhelmed with Reynolds. And Carter will get into a defensive stance right behind them both. Hopefully we can get Burnside there quickly. Mansfield. We're going to bring more this direction towards Sudley Springs and all those rivers or runs. Halleck's men are arriving extremely slowly. Pleasanton, I've told you to come up here. Yeah. Trying to secure that supply route. Halleck, let's get moving to potentially take the objective while everybody is preoccupied. Bayard's got 49 ammunition. We should be in good shape. All right, Reynolds. Let's see what you're going to be able to do. It's not looking real great for our guy John Reynolds there. His division is got a lot of enemy troops coming to them. and to their flank. Maybe we'll be able to hold them off until nightfall and be able to reposition. Get Thomas's men up quickly. Get that artillery in place, and maybe even then we'll be able to. Yep, it looks like they're coming into battle lines. But Burnside is going to end up on their back here quickly. Alright, Bayard. They're getting a little close to you there, champ. He's nervous. That's not great. Can we send Franklin over there to... We can't. There's no way. It says he's under bombardment, but I'm not sure by what. I guess this right there. That's not good. That's not good at all. Well, he did a job. He did wipe quite a few of their artillery batteries. So that's a start. And in the meantime, it looks like John Reynolds is engaged. We put him on defense, and John apparently has decided that defense is an aggressive stance. And so he sends two of his brigades forward. Night is coming pretty quickly. You see the sun even in the distance. It's one of the great things about this is the ability to zoom in and out. I do find that when you get into battle, if you stay too quick as all the movement's going on, nobody ever shoots. And then everybody's on top of each other and it's a giant charge. Speaking of nobody ever shooting, come on, Coulter. Don't let them take the first shot. Oh, we're just out of range. That's great. Now you're in range. Fire. Perfect. End of day. Looks like the sun went down right at 6 o'clock there. Okay. Magruder arrived, and he's also directly behind Franklin. So, huh. Huh. So what we'll do is, I'll significantly back for our troops in position to defend. I don't like that. We'll get Mansfield down here and force him down just a little bit further. Halleck is all up, so we will get him ready to cross like we were planning. And Burnside, we will get right here in an attempt to support as best as we can anything that's going on. this direction. Hopefully that does allow them to get engaged a little bit. All right, so Magruder's arrival back here with all of that artillery is definitely a little scary. That is a lot of artillery, so hopefully Halleck can punch from the backside of the Army of Northern Virginia, while that Army of the Potomac doesn't do much until we can get Mansfield up. And probably what we'll do is send most of Mansfield after that artillery. I mean, he's tried it before once and it didn't work great, but better than nothing. Let's see how we're doing. We're in a minor defeat right now with significantly more casualties despite feeling must be the overnight casualties that we had. But morale-wise, we're pretty even. I know ours is a little lower, but we're not in bad shape, so let's go ahead and get the day started. Oh my goodness. They reformed all over the place. They've got trenches guarding most of the options for approach. You know, I'm gotta say I'm really liking the AI right now. They're impressive in a sense. All right, so we'll put everybody on defensive stances for right now until we can figure out what to do. I'm not sure why. I do know why, but all of our troops are broken, and that's frustrating. All right, and let's go ahead and move forward. We need Mansfield to get down here and support what is going on down there. And let's see what the stone bridge looks like. Because our troops are pretty shaken up, we are going to need to send some commanders out to rally. I have a tendency to have a lot of commanders get wounded and killed because of that. Because I am a big believer in you send them to be right beside their troops as much as possible. It does lead to a lot of them getting shot. There's some pros and cons there. Can't honestly say that I've noticed a major difference between any individual commanders as I've played. There are some times. Like, for instance, Hunter has really been annoying me so far this campaign with an extreme lack of fighting. Alright, where is our cavalry brigade? Where's Bayard? Oh no. Let's get some cavalry to go punch. Where is Bayard? Oh, they withdrew completely. Guess they got completely overwhelmed by Magruder's corps and skedaddled. So the question becomes, do we push up here and risk getting attacked from this giant battery system that they have? We're gonna go with yes. We're gonna try to get up on their flank here since they... If we can turn this flank with Kirby Smith and whatever cavalry brigade that is, we can then rush even Burnside's corps across to hit Wilcox. I don't think Halleck's corps is going to be able to get across anytime in the near future. So we'll just have them kind of stay in that defensive stance. We will send Reynolds on the attack this direction. Come on, John. We're going to need you. And Thomas is going to also, well, there's some cavalry that direction. Thomas is going to go help Reynolds. We get Van Wyck's men up here since they're cavalry to support. We got Reynolds on the attack. Let's get Thomas set to attack also. And really this is going to be a delaying action here in the center while we focus more on their left flank, their new arriving troops of Magruder and whatever cavalry was left over from Beauregard. Alright. Mass battery approach here. So George Thomas's division. Let's see, where's Van Wyck? Let's get him up there. Yeah, so it's kind of where we're at right now. Got a little bit of an engagement taking place. Some skirmishing going on all across. You know, you got to give them credit. They're digging trenches in very strategic places that a player would typically dig a trench. So my only problem is it is only 1862. I would prefer that they had a different defense system set up, but hey, a little difficulty never killed anybody. Carter might have to turn this direction and worry about his own flank rather than turning their flank at their trenches. And we will put him on an assault. It's just all those batteries really concern me. If they start getting set up, it will wipe our morale completely out. Between their cavalry charges possible and all these batteries with 5 guns apiece, it just could go very badly very quickly. We might even have to put our guys on assault to get them to push forward a little bit more. Alright, Foster's guys, just get set up and start firing. Help out wherever you can. Because here come all those batteries. We need this cavalry to be in an assault stance also. We're just going to hope that maybe we can burst through somehow, because that's a lot of artillery getting set up very quick. And now they've got infantry with it also. Maybe assault's the wrong stance. We'll just keep Reynolds in attack. We'll keep shifting what he's in until we can figure out what we've got to work with here. I don't know. I think assault might be the only option we have. Van Wyck's engaged. Let's get Carter on the attack on that flank. Where's the rest of Mansfield's men? Alright. Carter's going to get sent up front to rally. Foster's going to be on a rally and try to wipe out that cavalry flank, which should allow us to turn even their infantry flank here that are coming up quick. I mean, just look at the overwhelming number of artillery pieces there. Alright, Reynolds, where are you? We'll just go with a basic attack stance. Maybe that'll get you to send out some skirmishers rather than charging into guns that you've allowed to set up. Alright, so we have a charge. Coulter's brigade has charged into G.T. Anderson's brigade. And apparently we have two brigades charging at once. Greg's broken, that's not good. See, this is the problem with all of that artillery, is there's nothing we can do to it. This is my one big complaint with some AOM campaigns, is they will group all of their artillery into one place. And no matter what you do, it does not matter. Alright, we should be able to take out small little cavalry regiments. This is just frustrating. All of these artillery pieces that are just going to continuously wipe us out here. And there's nothing we can do about it at all. Our morale is just destroyed. Unstable. because of all the artillery pieces that are hitting us. And broken within 2 shots. Didn't even get shot at by anybody, but broke because of artillery. I think you can hear the frustration in my voice at this point, as we just had essentially 2 divisions wiped out without even getting shot at, really, just because their morale broke. I mean, you see 132 losses. It's barely anything. But because bombardment was happening, I mean, it dropped 13% easily. So, trying to get Van Wyck to let me give him a command to just go into a defensive rather than an assault, because we're just going to get wiped out again. There'll be another division just getting slaughtered. It looks like they have crossed over a pontoon. Let's put Foster on counter battery, because that's, yep, good. Just a lot of batteries there. We'll stick him onto a defend. Alright. How are we doing here? This bridge, this pontoon crossing that they have, and crossing the bridge at our artillery. Let's see if our artillery has the same impact that theirs does. And Martindale, let's go ahead and stand up. And fire at him. Come on, Martindale. Come on. Fire. Maybe they'll fire. Unfortunately, we can't sit there and watch it because we've got other more important things going on right now. This swath of artillery pieces. I guess all we can do is start switching everybody to screen and fall back. Try to get out of range of these guns. Goodness. How are you fragmented just from marching? Come on, man. It looks like Tyler's batteries are holding for now. We might need to... we'll go ahead and leave those guys there for now. And get to Franklin's 3rd Corps. They're getting reinforcements down here that they're moving on their internal lines. And now they're picking up all the batteries that we have wiped out. Turn Franklin into a screen stance. Put all of his men to a screen. Get everybody ready to fall back. And we also are not in great position here as we are down a hill from all of those giant artillery pieces. And now we're being flanked by Bartow's brigade. Let's get Cook's men up there to support. Send him on a rally. Send McClellan away from the fighting. And they are punching right up into the Tyler's artillery. We're going to have to move Howard up here, turn his flank a little bit, which does leave him susceptible. But they are disengaging from Burnside. We will try to take advantage of that and cross. And potentially get up here and support the corps that's getting just massacred right now. Let's see, can we get Smith up here? Can we just wipe out some of this artillery? That's just kind of the hope at this point. I mean, they're sending it to the front lines, and it is successful. We're just laying there. I understand we're on screen, but at certain points you do want to engage the battery that's right in front of you, so it doesn't just shatter you. Since we can't get them to move forward, we will have to charge until we can get a little closer. Let's see what else is going on here on this front. Well, they've got all those batteries in really good position, and our batteries are still firing. We're going to send a couple cavalry regiments up to take out some of that artillery as best as we can. If we can do that, it will crush their morale just as quickly as our morale is getting crushed. Apparently, they have not decided to dismount. That's fine. I don't care how you shoot, just shoot. So Richardson might be able to cross very quickly. Let's see what's happening over here. Yeah, we're not in great shape, but we're not in terrible shape. We do have the ability to have a little bit of a choke point here at Stone Bridge. Richardson's crossing. Looks like the old Vermont is going to come under fire right now. Not sure why. See, things like that start happening and I don't understand it. We're going to try to punch through there to come support Carter's flank. That is getting more and more infantry showing up to it. Come on, give me those 298 men to rush an artillery before you guys no longer exist. I have full belief that we're going to have some regiments that get completely wiped out here before the end of this battle. Some of our regulars are getting used to plug some holes in the lines, and that's going to lead to some of our smaller units just disintegrating here shortly. Alright, we're going to charge with... we're probably going to have... Oh my goodness. Old Vermont, with all their discipline, struggling. It's because a cavalry brigade just showed up. Alright, maybe we won't be able to cross right there. Richardson's across. Awesome. Let's get Hancock also across over here. Let's get Richardson's men in battle line to protect the crossing by Porter. We're going to need Hunter to actually get involved over here. Send his men. Because they are using that pontoon. And they are across with a very large brigade. The Tennessee Orphan Brigade. Looks like they pulled a lot of troops from Tennessee to come participate here in the winter. Which might explain why Tennessee was a little bit easier to take. Let's see how we're doing here. McClellan, let's get in range of some of these guys, so maybe we can rally them a little bit quicker. John Buford, let's get up here. Elmer Otis, you're going to join. And we are going to get around, hopefully beside those batteries, and just start tearing into them. We will cavalry charge them. We will shoot at them. I do not care at this point. It may not be a big deal for this battle, but it will protect us from getting stuck in this situation again. Looks like their morale's not doing great either. They got a lot of flags flashing there. Looks like we are attempting to hit these trenches. It's really 3 separate fights going on right now all at once. Just shoot. Quit marching. Just shoot. Alright, Buford, get up there and hit them, and then Otis will follow. And we'll just keep sending cavalry brigades from the regulars up there to attempt to get them out. Like we said, realistically what that's going to do is it's going to probably cause some of those units to disintegrate, which they're smaller units. It's going to happen eventually, especially without reinforcements that the regulars do not get. Let's see if we get any shots off with Buford. Go quickly. You might get some cover benefits of the woods. They'll be tired. We took some hits. Come on. Get loose order, make that artillery a little bit harder for it to hit you, and we'll see what we can do there. We'll send Otis even further behind them in Pleasanton as well. It looks like we have pushed a couple of those brigades out of those trenches. But at quite the cost of morale. The Irish Legion is going to have to fall back most likely. But we are pushing some of their units out. Oh, you're not even firing. Let's get up here. How are we doing on this small battle? We are still holding. They haven't decided to charge us yet with Howard's division. Putting enough of a hit on them along with our concentration of batteries. And it looks like Sherman's division, along with some help from Hunter, were able to hold off the approach across the bridge. All right. Looks like we're doing okay. We are routing some of their troops that are attempting to move up. Looks like Maxie Gregg's brigade. Not sure what happened to Buford up here. I looked away at the wrong time. But I take it that means that he's gone. Or his brigade's gone. Oh, nope, there he is. More or less gone. Down to 200 men. Let's dismount and get into loose order ahead of time. Carter is falling back. We are struggling to hold this position, but if we can take out some of their artillery, I think it'll be more of a fair fight. Thus the current need for this approach. Looks like Buford did not do too much damage. They still have 15 men. They might be out of guns, though. It says they don't have guns, but I see them firing. So Otis will come up on their flank with the Sharps and try to get to Cut's battery. Buford's ready to go back at it. Awesome. Looks like we got to put Cook in an attack stance, otherwise everybody's going to keep trying to fall back. Nope, keep firing at him. Don't you do it. Let's see how we're doing over here in the middle. The Irish Legion is still holding. Emery's doing a pretty good job. Our morale's not great. They are taking some pretty solid losses there. On this flank, we're doing actually pretty well. We might be able to start shifting some people into more of an attack stance. Howard doesn't look like his flank is as up in the air anymore. So we will shift him and try to drive them back to the other side of the bridge. Pleasanton broke, as did Otis. Gibbs is just going to be... His men understand that they're going to get shot. They're in charge of charging the batteries. Along with Buford's men are going to charge these batteries. Sturgis is going to engage the cavalry. Come on, Gibbs. Let's work to the next one before you break. I think we just saw the entire unit get wiped out by canister. I think that's what just happened there. Alright. Oh, no. Looks like Gibbs... Gibbs surrendered. Got hit by canister and surrendered. Okay. Well, that was a possibility. Buford's broken again. We're still going to keep going at him. It is working. We are getting some of those artillery pieces out. Sturgis's turn. Looks like Sturgis broke, but we did take out at least 3, 4, 5, maybe batteries. Maybe we'll be able to recover morale quickly and come back again. Looks like Otis is ready to come back again. Cook's doing a great job getting these guys back in the fight. Not sure that this battle can take much more. Have to check it out real quick. Yeah, we are struggling. Morale is pretty not good. But losses-wise, we're doing pretty even. If we keep screening here, we might be in business. Let's see. Pause real quick as we check the other side.